The easiest way for you to fail at anything you do is forgetting to plan it out. Now, I'm not saying that you have to be one of those people who waits until they have every single duck lined up perfectly before they even get started. But at the end of the day, when you do get started in something, whether it's entrepreneurial journey or if you're a W-2 employee going after a higher position, or even it's planning out your day, you still want to make sure you have a plan. Like, how do I get from plan A, step one, to the end result? My people, what's going on? Jamel Brentley back with Building Business with Brentley. Look, thank you for checking out episode 1 where we got into our introduction. I was able to tell you a little bit more about myself. I appreciate you coming back for episode 2. We're going to go a little bit deeper into a few things that I feel like can help you with your journey. And the whole topic of this is going to be the failure to plan is planning to fail, right? Without having that roadmap, how are you going to get where you want to be? You're not going to just be able to wake up one day and everything that you wanted, dreamed of, desired is right there in your face. It doesn't happen that way, no matter what you see online. Trust me. I've been able to go through enough different stages in my life. And granted, I'm only 27, but I do have a lot of experience in a lot of different things, especially when it comes to entrepreneurship, where we kind of get our coin phrase, chances make champions. You got to be able to take a chance on yourself and bet on yourself, but without having a plan and that proper roadmap and just an idea of the destination of where you want to be, you'll end up going left and right all over the place and you never really get to where the goal is, right? So at the end of the day, you want to make sure we're setting that destination goal. And even if we have to come up with the plan as we go, plans change, that's okay. But you have to start out on that right foot to be able to get to where you want to be, right? So let's get into it. What not having a plan looks like will probably be something more so of the lines of the type of person who just wakes up and, we're going to see what happens today, right? We're going to just let it fall into our hands. We just hope that that $1 million that we're dreaming about is just going to be right there when we're walking down the street. And, if you're any type of person that's realistic with things, you'll know that that's not really something that's feasible, right? Even though there is a little bit over $1 billion, in the lottery going on right now, that's not going to be for everybody. That's not everybody's situation. So best of luck to you if that's the route you're taking. But me, I would prefer to have a plan and not be just waking up every day or, going to the office and not knowing what I'm doing. You know what I mean? That's the kind of person that doesn't really know what's going on with their time, right? And my time is valuable. And even if you here, you watching me and you paying attention, and like I said, I appreciate you being here. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how I'm doing. But if you're somebody who values your time, you want to make sure you're getting the most out of your time so that way none of that is wasted, right? So then also we want to talk about how to know when you need a plan, right? Sometimes you could be in a position where a plan is not necessarily needed. You might not be the person that is in control of your time. You might be somebody who shows up to a situation and you are compensated or rewarded by a plan that's already laid out for you. And that's fine. But if you're more so in an entrepreneurial setting or you're someone who's trying to build something, you want to make sure you do have a plan so that way, one, you're not wasting your time or anybody else's around you. You're not wasting any resources because the recession is here. You know what I mean? Things cost a lot more than what they used to. So we got to be frugal with our resources. And then 3, you want to just make sure that you're progressing, right? You want to get that 1% better every single day so that way you can continue to strive forward, right? So the next thing that we want to hit on is how to construct your plan. What does that look like? So you might say, yo, Jamel, like, I'm in this lane. I want to do this. I want to take it to the next level, but I don't really know how to set up my plan. And something that I would easily relate that back to is the tax preparation side of things, right? So in the summer months, that's typically when we set up our tax planning strategies for our clients who might want to make sure that they're going to be in a better position come the following tax period than they were before, right? So what we would do is sit down with them. We look at what they've done in the past. We look at where they want to be at in the future. And then between those 2 periods, we set up a strategic plan of step 1, step 2, step 3, execute how we're going to get there. So that is something that you could probably do within yourself, whatever field you may be in. Look at what you've done the prior year. Look at the 2 years before that. Look at where you at right now. What are you doing today? What are you doing next week? What does the next 6 months look like for you? What does the next 5 years look like for you? If you don't have answer to these questions, you should probably want to start with writing down these goals. The small goals will lead you to the big goals, or find yourself a mentor who's already doing what you're doing and see if they can give you more of a detailed roadmap on how to get to exactly where you want to be. Right. And then the next thing that we want to hit on is how do you add to your plan as you go? Like I said a little bit before, plans change, right? We can start off thinking that we're going to go 408 East, but we get downtown and we hop on I-4, right? So sometimes the destination can change. We use our GPS a lot of times, but different things happen along the way. But that doesn't mean that just because that way that we started out is the only way to get there. You know what I mean? So definitely keep your mind open when you are deciding on how to put your plan together, who to add into your plan, who to take out of your plan if things aren't working. Because at the end of the day, if it's not adding value and it's not helping you get closer to where you want to be, then you don't need it, right? And then the next thing we're going to hit on is you want to make sure your plan aligns with your vision and your end goal. A lot of times I'll come across different individuals who they come to me and say, hey, I got this situation going on and I kind of want to get into this, but then I have to let them sit down and really think about what they're saying to me. Like, you're telling me you want to go to the left because that's what's hot right now. That's the trend. That's what everybody's doing. That's what I think I can get into real quick. But my plan is to stick over here with this thing, right? So sometimes you have to vocalize these things and say them out loud so that way you can realize, is this really something that I need to be doing? Is this really something that's going to help me get to my next step, accomplish my goals? Is this something that can help benefit me in any type of way? And like I was saying before, if it doesn't add value to you, it doesn't need to be in your plan. It doesn't need to be something that you're focusing on, because that's just taking away from the energy and the resources that we have that are limited in some capacity, right? Time is the most expensive luxury, because no matter how much money you have, you can never get more of it. So be cautious with your time, be cautious with what you're doing, and make sure that you're constantly moving forward as you go through this plan, right? So at the end of it, what I want to do is leave you with a quote. Actually, it's a couple quotes, right? So I was watching actually a podcast the other day, and they had Shaquille O'Neal on there, and he was told a quote by someone else that said that if a somebody can be influenced by a nobody, then the nobody wins, right? So I would like to tell you that, to let you know that if you're being focused on whatever your goal is, if you're striving to get to that next step, and even though you might have other things, even if it's not really a person, it might be something distracting you, it might be something you see online, it might be a picture, it might be an idea. If it's taken away from where you're trying to go and what you're trying to do, stay away from it. It's not for you, right? And then the last thing I want to leave you with is, again, the title of this episode: failure to plan is planning to fail. Don't be that person. Let's make it happen. Chances make champions. I'll see you in the next one.